Are we live? Yes, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Elma, the non-techie, and this is the first time I'm doing our live stream on this time slot. And first of all, I want to apologize for being MIA because I've been really busy on the family front. Like my daughter is having exams, so I'm doing a lot of tutoring at home. So homeschooling is kind of difficult, but luckily that's not what I had to do. But I still have to do it for times like this. Anyway, if you're new to our channel, please kindly subscribe and also like this video so more people can find this video, especially this one because this is quite important. This is about monetizing your membership and directory site. And today I'm going to interview, or I have with me Jason Haloossim, who is the founder of Brilliant Directories. And Jason has been in our channel like 6 months ago when they were live on AppSumo, and they are live again on AppSumo until I believe this it's just this week. So it's a very very short time. Plus, Jason also has a giveaway of an iPad to a lucky winner, and you have to go to his Facebook group and hopefully get that. You join his giveaway, and then definitely you can get that. Hopefully, yeah, be the lucky winner. So I did a bit of introduction about real directories, and now I have with me Jason. Jason, good afternoon. How are you today?
Doing amazing, Elma. It's always fun to be with you here. And also, your community is lots of fun. Everyone is super positive, excited to learn new things. So, it's really great to be with you here on the webinar. And thank you for having us.
Thank
Uh,
you too. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, what we can cover today, I know everyone's short on time and, there's a lot to cover. So what we wanted to do is in the previous webinar that when we were with Elma, we covered the basic Brilliant Directory setup. And we'll still cover that in this webinar, just for those of you who are learning about Brilliant Directories for the first time. We'll cover it quickly, and then we'll talk about a few key and popular ways to monetize membership and directory websites. Whether you're using Brilliant Directories or another tool, this should give you some ideas for your revenue generation models. With that, Elma, I also want to encourage anyone to type in questions along the way. We'll have time for a short Q&A. Elma, you do that special thing where you put the questions on the screen, right?
Yes, I do that.
Okay, that's really fun. And so if you have questions, type them in. Elma and I will do our best to get to as many questions as we can today. And to get things started off, I'll go ahead and share my screen. I might need your permission to do that, Elma, with the webinar
Yes,
thing here.
it's fine. You can do that.
All right, let me give this a shot. Okay, let me know if you can see the screen here.
Okay, now we could see it.
Okay, super. So I'll actually start things off with the AppSumo link. So you guys can check this out during or after the webinar. You can go to appsumo.com. You can actually just go to appsumo.com slash brilliant directories, and it'll take you to the Brilliant Directories page. We can also put that in the comments there for everyone. You can learn a little bit more about Brilliant Directories here. I think it's 4 days left. It'll finish just after the weekend time, so there's still time to check it out. And of course, they have a 60-day refund window, so it's totally no risk. You can give it a try. If it's not for you, no worries. You can always refund it. All right, just a little bit about Brilliant Directories. Again, I can talk a lot, but I won't get into too much of the minutia of the background. Brilliant Directories has been around since 2010. We have users in over 50 plus countries. We're powering over 40,000 websites. I think that number is actually larger now. And cumulatively, all the websites using the Brilliant Directories platform have generated well over 100 million in revenue. Just a little bit about Brilliant Directories. Again, if this is the first time joining or learning about us, you can launch membership and directory websites. And actually, there are a wealth of use cases for that model of website. We'll talk about them in just a little bit. And very similar to, like Kajabi for courses or Wix for just building regular websites, Brilliant Directories is a fully hosted SaaS solution, which means you don't have to worry about any of the tech, the hosting, All that's taken care of. Just focus on launching your idea. And of course, what we'll cover in today's webinar are ways to monetize your site. We will talk about how you can sell memberships, leads, we'll talk about leads, digital products, and more. And then just again, it's very easy to customize your Brilliant Directory site. You can match your brand's look and feel, as well as start your site in the language of your choice. So it doesn't have to be in English. You can start your site in French or Spanish or Hindi, for example. Okay, and we get this question a lot because, as Elma said, we were with her about 6 months ago. Why we're back on AppSumo, and really, the Sumo community has been really priceless and invaluable with the feedback that we gain. So, in between campaigns on AppSumo, we are busy taking the feedback that we receive and actually trying to release those newer feature suggestions that we receive. We can't do everything, of course, but we really do our best to deliver for not just the Sumo community, but for all the BD community. So it's a great feedback loop for us. We get feedback, we get to share the updates. Sumos try things again, and that's really why we're back. It's really a collaboration between us and the BD community at large. And again, just a little bit about what you get with the LTD on AppSumo specifically. You're going to get a lifetime hosted website. And even if you're not using it for a membership or directory website, we're seeing more and more people just use their Brilliant Directories license for a business site, just a regular website with a landing page, whether it's again for their business or just to generate leads. They're not even using it for the membership or directory. So that is a great use case and a great value for a lifetime hosted website. You also get our lifetime support. We're a mature product. And of course, there's super value with the AppSumo deals because it includes some of our premium add-ons included for life, which are normally have a monthly fee. And that actually helps with our MRR so we can kind of keep the lights on. It's a great symbiotic relationship there, but it's a super value for the AppSumo LTD. And again, if you have questions about Brilliant Directories and how it works, leave them in the comments. We'll get to those soon. But just some common use cases, as I mentioned, you can create membership websites with Brilliant Directories. It's great for online communities because there's post commenting, there's one-to-one chatting between members, and a lot more. And of course, the next common, most popular use case is a business directory, like a local Yellow Pages website, or a niche directory for a specific industry, like a life coach directory or a lawyer directory. And I'm not going to read these one by one, but you guys can get the idea here. And the last one I said is just general websites, because again, people are using this just for their regular company website as well. And just to give you guys some ideas, get the juices flowing with some niches or markets that you can target. What's the saying? The something's in the niche. It's some catchphrase. The riches in the niches. That's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I learned that from you actually the last time.
From
So
me?
you,
Okay.
I believe so. I think, but nevertheless, um, these are just some markets to go after, and of course, there are subsectors to these markets. And again, this is not everything, but if you can find a gap in a market that could use a membership or directory solution, that is something that you can tap into and monetize as well. And we're going to talk about the revenue generation models in just a moment. So with Brilliant Directories, actually, there's wide use for different payment gateways from Stripe and PayPal. And we've recently, since the last 6 months, Alma, we launched Razorpay, which has been great because we have a
Wow.
huge market in India. And we did have a gap there.
Hmm.
And we do have a few additional gateways underway. Usually it's based on where we have gaps in the market where we need to serve our users, or if it's kind of low-hanging fruit and easier to integrate, we will definitely add those in as well. And again, just some ways you can generate revenue. We're seeing more creative ways all the time, especially in the Brilliant Directories Facebook group. I'll share that link as well in just a moment. But paid memberships, if you're a nonprofit, you can accept donations from your members. You can upsell members with featured listings or upgrade them to higher membership tiers. Um, like a classified site, you can actually charge your members to pay per post. So if you have a car classified or real estate, I think even Craigslist charges like for a premium feature, like $25 for types of categories of posts. So the pay per post is very popular. And then the next most popular is the digital products. You can basically invent any intangible product or service like coaching or SEO services, or anything you want to sell, an ebook. We'll cover that in the monetization strategies today. But digital products is really anything you can put a price tag on, you can sell with the digital products tool built inside of Brilliant Directories. And then I think the next most popular one is the lead generation. If you have a small business directory, again, let's stick with the life coach example, and a visitor comes to the site and wants to contact a life coach, you can actually sell that inquiry to the life coach for a nominal fee, say $10 or $20, whatever makes sense for that specific industry. So there's lots of ways to monetize, and that's actually what I wanted to dive into next, Elma, is I want to do a quick site setup and then show the attendees today exactly how they can see revenue being generated on their Brilliant Directories website.
Cool.
And that's it for the slides. Do you have any questions, or you want to say anything before we get into a quick setup?
No questions yet.
Okay. So with a small bit, a sip of coffee, we'll get into
Okay, good.
the setup. So after you make your purchase on AppSumo, you'll be directed to your Brilliant Directories account. And this is basically after you log in, where you come to. And you get started off with a site that's basically 90% fully launched. It looks very similar to this. You can start with a specific theme. But what you're seeing here is meant for you to customize with colors, images, and text that fit your market. So I'll quickly go through this because I don't want to make the setup the focus of this webinar. We'll get into the monetization, but you can begin the setup wizard, and we'll do this together. I think I can move this to the side here. And we'll just start with Life Coach Directory. We'll stick with that focus. And you can, of course, connect your own domain name, but if you don't have that ready yet, you can just use our directory up subdomain, and we can continue from here. And my website target will be in the life coach market. And the primary type of member is also the same, life coach. This will be for your baseline SEO. You can add more granular keywords you want to target, but this gets the things going for the SEO of your website here.
This there I have a question.
Sure.
Because it's for SEO. Can I target more keywords?
Yes, you can. So this will be the broadest focus of
Mm-hmm.
your entire website. And then, of course, you can create supportive pages for more granular keywords and phrases as needed. And of course, you can sprinkle keyword variations in your content as well.
Okay, great.
So yeah, you can start with a different homepage look. I like to just start with the standard theme, but there's a few you can choose from. And it basically just gets your site homepage started off with a specific focus. We'll stick with that standard theme. And then, as mentioned, you can have your site in different languages if you needed to. I think there's over 40 languages here, and the site will be in that language. Where are you located, Elma, again?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay, let's
Right.
see. Would that be which Chinese? There we go. Chinese Hong Kong. I'm going to
Yes.
switch it back to English, but let's just launch it with Chinese Hong Kong, and
Oh,
then I'll switch it back to.
don't. I can't even read that.
You can. Well, either can I. So we'll
No.
be in the same boat. It's
Let's
okay.
do English. Let's do English.
Well, you know what I'll do? I just want to show the users that what the language looks like when it's
Okay,
translated.
no
Yeah.
worries.
Okay. So we'll just continue. You can choose some localization formats like miles or kilometers for your site. We'll just keep this
Right.
all the same, and then you can invite team members. If you have staff or colleagues working on the site, you can invite them to join you in the admin to work on your site with you. So we'll just go ahead and get things going here. It's going to do a little bit of update with the setup wizard. And then after this, what I'll do, Elma, is my favorite part is adding some life coach listings with the business importer tool. So the site can actually look a little seasoned. And then we'll get into the monetization tips here. Okay, and then, yeah, this should be ready in just a few moments. It says high five, you're doing great.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Super positive messaging here.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's see. There we go. So we got the confetti. So what we can do is a few things here. First, let's visit the site. Just this is what it was before. And if we come here, oh, it doesn't look like it picked up the language. It's a webinar. That's what happens is we make a big
Right.
thing and then it doesn't work there. But I will show that later. But nevertheless, what we can see here is the keyword life coach has now been sprinkled throughout the page. Review life coaches, contact life coaches. This text can be further modified, but again, this is your baseline here. Life coaches join today, about life coach directory, and so on. What we'll do next, just to get things started, is import some life coach listings into this directory. We'll do a little homepage modification, and then we'll get into the monetization. So if you have a business directory of lawyers, life coaches, plumbers, whatever it might be, there's always the question we get of chicken or the egg. How do I get members to join if there's no listings on my site? Or do I have to add listings first before members join? And this business data tool, importer tool from Brilliant Directories, is really a great simple solution for that. And we start everyone off with 100 credits, and each credit is one business listing. So you can have 100 life coaches added to this site right away. And what we can do is search by category. I'll just do a life coach. There's about 4,000 default categories. And furthermore, you can search by business name as well. I'm going to search for a related category, and we'll do United States in this case. And then you can also request preferred attributes. If you want these business listings to include their real email address, phone number, or require that data exists, you can have the preferred attributes. You'll get narrower results with these. You'll have more results if you don't require these. We'll just do a A/B test real quick without the preferred attributes. And so we found 18,000 life coaches in the United States. We didn't require email or phone number. Let's actually do it with these, and let's see how many we find. So we found 1,000, and the key one here is updated in the last 30 days. So that really means that the data is probably reliable and up to date. And just because you have 100 credits doesn't mean you need to use them all for each import. We'll just import 10 in this case. 10 life coach listings. We'll assign it to a membership plan on our site. And what we'll do is we'll create a new category on our site called life coach, and we'll go ahead and import these now. While that's importing, let's actually go to the design settings and change the look of the site just a bit more here. And we did this before in the previous webinar, so I'll just touch on this quickly here, Elma. We'll start with the color sets. We can choose from a color set that we want. Of course, you can use your brand colors. But for a life coach directory, I think something with some beiges would be good. We can use Saltbox. And we'll go ahead and save those changes. And I'll refresh this here. Okay, that's great. And let's actually change this image here, the hero image. We can do that together as well. Now, what's cool about Brilliant Directories is there's stock photo libraries built in, so you don't have to leave the admin while you're designing your site. You can either upload an image or you can go to stock library. And there's actually 5 stock photo libraries here, from Pexels, Pixabay, Unsplash, and even an icon library. Let's search for Life Coach. Let's see if we get any good results for that.
And of course, you can upload your own image. So aside from that,
Correct. Yes. So this is just if you're trying to work quickly.
right?
Same with the colors. You don't have to choose our preset colors. You can actually choose what you want your colors to be as well. So we do see some good images here. I kind of like this one. We'll just choose this here. You know what, actually? I like this one. It's very inspirational and hopeful.
Okay.
Great. Let's go back, and it should be added to our media library, and we can select that, and we can actually update the title text as well. Let's say the #1 directory to find verified life coaches. And we can do things like center it. We can change all the Google fonts are in here. So there's like 800 plus Google fonts you can choose from. I do like Poppins a bit. And we'll center that. And we can see here, let's go back here. The here was a search, and the search is helpful. You can search by name or location, but there are other calls to action you can have in the hero section of your homepage. And when you're just starting out, you probably don't have too much content. So what I like to do is give visitors the blue pill or the red pill. Do you want to search or do you want to join? So I put 2 buttons there. And that's one of the calls to action you can have over here, search box call to action for the homepage. And I'll just search for button. And we'll say search life coaches for the first button here. And this will go to the search results page. That's a default standard page on your site. Not live coaches, life coaches. And then we can say life coaches, list your services. And that will be like a join button. And we'll do one of them as a primary and one of them as a danger button. Let's save that. And I'll open in a new tab so we can kind of see the changes here. Okay, very nice. We can actually increase the width of this box here, and then I think we'll be good to go for this part. We can get into some of the monetization methods here.
Nice.
Okay, great. I'm going to do one color change here because my OCD is kicking in.
Oh, you are like me. I am
Even
like you. Damn.
so actually, yeah, we'll do the green and the red button. And again, this is all based on the color set you chose there. So we can go like this. Great. And I'm not going to get into how you can fully customize the homepage. It looks like it picked up the Hong Kong language and it did the about sections. So now we have a hybrid languages. Let me switch to English again. And then we'll get into some of the monetizations. It created the about blurbs for the businesses we imported that we were waiting on over here. 10 out of 10 have been imported now. We'll revisit this. Based on the language you choose for your site, it creates a custom SEO blurb for each of the listings that it imports in the language of your site. So rather than having duplicate content for these business listings you're adding to your site, the BD system uses AI to generate really SEO optimized about me blurbs. In this case, it did it for us in the language that we originally chose, so the Chinese Hong Kong. But if we click on one of these, despite the Hong Kong language that the about me was created in, we do see that a beautiful profile has already been created for this user. If we come back here, we can see life coaches in the United States, and we were able to fetch some of their profile pictures as well. What I've learned is it grabs about 70% reliability for grabbing the profile photos and images. So that's really nice for the site. Okay, great. So we've set up the site, we've set up the homepage. We're in business now. So how can you monetize this site? Let's go back to the slides. And let's start with this first one here, paid memberships. This is the most common and probably what we're all used to. If a business wants to get listed on your site, you could have a free option just to get their feet wet and then upsell them later. Or you can have a pro option where they get tons more visibility. You can charge whatever makes sense for that industry. I've seen people charge $1. I've seen people charge $1,000 for listing in higher tiered industries. Also, B2B websites where you're dealing not with individuals but businesses, those can also fetch higher price points for membership plans that you want to sell. Of course, there's probably more decision makers with those higher tiered plans. So just keep that in mind. You want to be prepared to present those higher ticket membership plans backed up with a deck or some kind of a marketing kit and things like that of what they're going to get out of their site with you. So all BD sites start with just like simple plan one, plan two, plan three. This is meant for you to edit and modify. You can change the prices. You can call it silver, bronze. You can give them names, whatever you want to name them, that match your branding or the persona of your brand for the market that you're in. But what you can have here, if we select this plan, once we connect our payment gateway like Stripe or PayPal, you don't need to do anything else. Members can join the site. They can pay. They just put their credit card in, and that's it. And if you wanted to create a new membership plan that has new privileges, restrictions, and benefits, that is exactly what I wanted to show you. So under the finance section, this will be your new favorite place once your site starts gaining some traction. You can create a new membership plan. You can also delete the default ones that come with your BD site. Again, this is just kind of like generic to give you a baseline starting point. But let's create a new membership plan. And we're going to call this plan Elma Referred Members. And it's a paid plan. And the monthly price will be $20 per month, or it's $100 per year. And their search visibility, are they searchable on the website? Yes. There are a lot of settings here when you're creating a membership plan, all the way from their post publishing, like what they're allowed to post on the site, like can they post classifieds? Can they post community articles? Um, are they allowed to post free? Or do they have to only pay for posts? That was the pay per post we're talking about. So you can also set the price per post or allow them to have free posts. But this is really your power center when you're going to create value for the different membership plans and tiers that you're offering your members. One of my favorite things when you're creating membership plans, especially for business listings, is choosing if their website link will be visible on their profile page, if their social media links will be visible on their profile page. Same with their phone number, their address, and some other things. So lower tiered plans, the free plan, we may hide all this really critical information. We'll let them create a listing, but they're not going to have those links to their website and social media. But higher tiered members can take advantage of these. And when you're creating your membership plans, we don't want to. I've seen a pit, kind of like a pitfall that a lot of users creating their sites, their membership sites, fall into. And when they're listing the features of their different membership plans, they're really itemizing like every granular thing. Like they're listing almost all the settings that are available here as the membership plan settings. When we're selling membership plans, you really want to focus on the benefit. For example, more visibility is a benefit. Of course, you can say how they're going to get more visibility, but you don't need to fully itemize all the specific granular features. You want to let them know what they're paying for, the value that they're paying for. So keep that in mind. And when you're creating your lists of your public lists, your pricing page for your different membership plans, try to keep it short, because the more people have to read, the more they have to think. And we want people to make quicker decisions, especially on lower price point items. We can always upsell them higher, but the more they have to read, the more they have to consider. And another thing is we really want to make the higher tiered plans no brainers. So you can really load those with the maximum visibility, the ancillary services you may be offering them, like a free profile setup service if you're going to offer that. And when you do those things, it's really going to easily push people. That's the key, easily push people into your higher tiered plans, because it's a no-brainer. But the free or entry level products, you also want to make those accessible, because you don't want to push people away. Another pitfall, if you're an established nonprofit or association, you might have 8 or 9 different membership plans because over the years, that's what you've created and crafted, and everyone in the industry knows those 8 or 9 membership plans. When you're starting out, I would recommend keeping it either one free sign up and they see the upgrade after they log in, the upgrade option, or just keep it between 1 to 3, because we don't want them to have, again, too much confusion, too much decision fatigue, trying to figure out, they don't want to make the wrong decision. So the more options we give them, the more doubtful they are about their next step. So keep things simple, keep things brief, and you'll see more conversions, either to your free or your higher tiered plans as well. So
Yes, I agree to that. In fact, what I used to do is when I create choices, I make one a no-brainer and I make one something that they won't want at all. So they only have to choose between actually the two. I don't want it at all or the no-brainer. And the one in between, nobody actually chooses it.
that is called, better known as the decoy effect, where it's like when you go to the movie theater and a
Oh,
medium
there's a
pop.
name for that. Okay.
Yeah, it's the decoy effect. A medium popcorn is $7, but the super large
Right.
popcorn is 7.50. So why would you not pay 50 cents more and get the super bag of popcorn? But the only reason that has value is because the medium popcorn is $7. So
Right.
um, that again goes into pricing strategy, and also I guess there's a more elegant word than no brainer, but we'll stick with that. Where
Yep.
it's just why would you miss out on so much value for such a small difference, or whatever that might be. So we just saved the Elma referred members profile page. Great. How do we get people to join this one? Well, the sign up page is already created for you dynamically. So you can share this link. Here we go. This is the life coach directory, and sign up as an Elma referred members account. There's 2 payment options, the $20 and the $100. There's even a place for promo codes here. And promo codes are built into Brilliant Directories. And let's actually create one together, because not only do we now have a dynamic sign up page that we can just start collecting revenue from, we can share this page on social media, in our email marketing, and so on, but we can also pin it to a promo code. So let's do that together. And this is one of the add-ons that are included. The coupon codes, it's an add-on called Easy Coupon Codes, and it's included in the AppSumo deals. So let's go to the coupon codes and let's actually create one. And it works just as you expected. We'll just call this coupon code ELMA10. This will be a percent discount, and we'll do 10% off. You can also do a fixed discount like $10 off, but in this case, we'll do 10% off. And you can even choose when the coupon is going to work, the start date and an expiration date, so you can really motivate people to use the coupon code by a certain date. You can also set the maximum uses, so maybe it can only be used for the first 25 people. Another really good thing with the coupon codes, let me show you this just a moment, is you can choose if it can work for signups and upgrades, or if it can also work for lead purchases, digital products, pay per post. So you can actually have different coupon codes that only work for different products or services or membership plans on your site. So in this case, let's make a coupon code that only works for the first payment, not recurring payments, because you can have it apply for each monthly payment, the discount, or just the first payment. And you can choose which cycles this works for. So we'll just do the monthly and the annual cycle. And you can choose which membership plans this works for. So we'll make it only work for the Elma referred members membership plan. So again, we just made a coupon code. There were lots of options. You can have it work for everything. You can have a blanket 10% coupon for all purchases on your site. Or you can create something that only works for a specific ebook or a specific digital product. And that really lets you control who's who and what's being discounted on your site. So now we put Elma10 here, and we'll put this into the promo code field. Whoops. Let me copy that. There we go. Okay, and we'll hit apply. And perfect. It says 10% discount applied. It's going to be for the first payment. And so today we're going to spend $18 instead of $20. So let's go ahead and sign up to this membership plan. We'll just do jj@jj.com. And then after this, we can, and I have some Stripe test credentials on this. So we'll just do some, I think I could do 123 Main Street and it should work here. Oops, yep, that should work. Let's see if it requires anything else for the checkout. Nope, that's it. So again, we made a membership plan. Earlier, I just connected my Stripe credentials to this with there's instructions on that, and the site is immediately ready to make money. So your card was declined. Let me put the correct test credentials here again on the webinar here. Always fun when these things happen. Let me see here. All right, let's give it one more try. It's a Stripe test credentials account, so let's see if this works here. And again, these are listings or members or businesses joining your site based on the membership plans that you set up. After this, let's show how the leads works, because actually when Brilliant Directories began 10 years ago, selling leads was the main feature that we built into this, and it was the main use case. Was selling leads to the to businesses of the site from the visitors or consumers who would come to the site. So we just signed up for Elma's paid membership plan. So that's my membership plan, Elma referred members. And now I can go ahead and proceed with creating my business listing if I was a life coach joining this site. I won't get into that specifically, but what we can do now is go back to the slides here. And what I'd like to talk about next is the lead generation. And this is a huge driving revenue model if you have a directory, industry focused directory, a business directory, maybe for your city. You know, sites like Thumbtack, I think Bark, Yelp, and Yellow Pages, we see these business listings on these sites and we send them messages. And actually, Yelp and Thumbtack and all these companies are charging them per lead or a flat fee for an X amount of leads per month. So they are reselling those consumer leads to the businesses. And what's really important is if one consumer wants to reach out to one plumber, let's say, Yelp, for example, will actually send that lead to maybe 4 or 5 plumbers, and it will charge all of them to purchase that one lead. And what we did about 10 years ago with Brilliant Directories, we had a directory of interior designers. We had another directory for muralists, and we would sell one lead up to 4 times. We could sell it more, but if you're reselling a lead too many times, it creates too much competition amongst your own members. And of course, a lead is not a guarantee for a job or a client, but it is an opportunity to sell your services to someone who has shown that they are interested in hiring a plumber or lawyer or whatever the industry might be. So 3 to 5 is probably a fair number to resell a lead. And for example, if you're doing like Google PPC, like if you want to talk about an arbitrage model where you're doing PPC and you're getting consumers who need an interior designer, and your cost per acquisition for that lead is say $10 or $5, and you can resell that lead for $20 to like 5 designers, interior designers, that's $100 of arbitrage as an example. Of course, when we were doing it with our interior design website 10 years ago, we would actually call the leads to verify them because we didn't want to give our designers cold leads or leads that were accidentally inputted. And also when we called the lead on the phone, we would extract more information from the person so we can make the lead more valuable. Oh, you're also looking to do your kitchen. You're also looking to do your living room. Again, I'm just talking about the interior design industry, but you can make a lead more valuable if you have even just one virtual assistant who calls to verify that the lead is legitimate. And then there are cases where a lead will say, I'm not interested anymore. And in those cases, if you're selling leads to your members, you can make the refund process easy for them. or you can credit them for their next purchase. There's a credit system in Brilliant Directories where you can load up a credit instead of giving a refund, so you can keep the funds within your enterprise, within your company. And we actually have a webinar. I'll have to find the link another time, but we talk about best practices for lead purchases. But this is a huge driver of revenue. And also, once you're delivering good leads to these businesses, not only do they stay with you, and of course, if you have an easy refund or credit policy, because again, bad leads do happen from time to time, and it warrants a refund, they will let other people in their industry know, hey, there's this source that is a great source for leads, for new clients, and that word of mouth is when you go from a small website and you will actually slowly become an industry leader, or at least well known in that industry as a channel for leads for those professionals. And then since we're talking about generating revenue, once you have them with leads, now you can, and you have these businesses for this niche or industry that you're targeting, you can have them pay for their upgraded listing on your directory. You can sell them other services. Maybe they need their website updated. Maybe they need other types of business services like SEO. So you can use your own imagination. They might need 800 numbers that you can resell from other services. So once you have businesses in your network, there's a wealth of different monetization revenue channels that you can leverage from them and really deliver true value and service and become an important factor for that industry and niche. And then, of course, the last part, if you were interested in, is after you have a certain amount of revenue, it doesn't have to be a wild amount. You can choose to exit, and there's websites where you can sell your established business to based on some multiplier. So again, and if you do this over several different industries, you don't have to be in love with, for example, life coaching or interior design. But if you know how to tap into that market and speak their language, and with regards to compelling them to join your site, or turn into from a lead and connecting them with the professional, you can do that multiple times over with a directory or membership website. So let's actually show you the simple way. I know that was a mouthful, but I'm very passionate about this because I know that it works, and we've done it ourselves, and we see other Brilliant Directories users doing it as well. So let's actually show you the very simple way how a lead is generated on the Brilliant Directory site, and how a member would purchase the lead. So let me actually log out of here, of the member we signed up with, and let's go to search. And actually, I'm going to search for sample member 1 here. Perfect. Okay, so this was just one of the default uh, profiles that every Brilliant Directory site starts off with, just super generic. I'm sample member 1, but this is a business that we want to contact. We came to the Life Coach Directory site. We did our search for California life coaches, and we found this listing. So what's important about Brilliant Directories is, again, everything is geared towards connecting that marketplace of the visitor who needs the professional, or whatever the markets might be. So here we can see multiple calls to action, and we have videos on how to totally modify these profile pages, but basically these are a hybrid between a Yellow Pages meets LinkedIn like type of listing. There's information about the business or organization here, and here we can see their social profiles, their phone number, their address, but we see several calls to action. Send a message button here, the contact form here, contact me. You can change this text, request a quote, connect with this member. We even see here, make a connection. Sample member 1 is accepting new messages. Let's just go ahead and fill out the sidebar form here. And this is what a lead is. It's the visitor trying to reach out to the professional. And I'll just do jj@jj.com, and we'll do our phone number, preferred reply date and time. We'll just do as soon as possible. And we can put our location. I'm located in Los Angeles. And I'll say I need a life coach ASAP. Things are falling apart and I need guidance. Okay. So you fill this out and you hit send message. Oops. the location information is required. Again, this is a demo site. Let me see if we can get this going here. That should be fine. Okay, so the message has been sent to sample member one. So now sample member one gets an email notification. You can also set up SMS text messages so they can get notified that they just received a new inquiry on their profile page. Let me actually log in as if I am sample member one, and I can see this lead. Let me just scroll down here. These are all the members on the site so far. So I'm going to log in as if I am sample member one. Great. So I would have gotten an email. If I'm logged in, I would also see now that I have a lead pending here, one lead pending. And I had a prior lead I accepted here. So I have a pending lead here. I can view more about it. And here's what they're paying for. They can see the name of the person, and they can also see other details. For example, the message, I need a life coach, ASAP, things are falling apart. What they're going to pay for is the email address and the phone number. And actually, you can customize the lead form and you decide what the member sees, because they need to see something. They need to have some preview of what they're potentially paying for or what the request is to make sure it aligns with maybe the services that they offer. So I'll go ahead and purchase this lead. And this is fun. The member can add a credit card on file. And when they have a credit card on file, they just have to kind of continue, just accept the lead. They can also decline a lead. It lets the system know that they're not interested in, whatever the lead was. And that's also helpful too for the site admin to get that feedback. So they just purchased the lead. The details of the lead, the phone number, the email address have been emailed to them. And also when we refresh this page, we now see the email and the phone number here. And now this life coach, this member can call the lead and say, hey, you reached out to me. They can also send them an email. And there is also a private chat feature on the site. So there are ways to set up one-on-one chats between visitors and the members, and they can have direct message chats with each other as well. So I just wanted to show the most basic thing. And also, you could have resold this lead to several other members as well for the price that you set, $10, $20, whatever is industry appropriate for that industry for a lead. What's even better for leads, and we just released these two features for leads, is I can leave notes. For myself, I could say tried calling, no answer, 417, or whatever the case may be. I could save that. And also, I can mark the lead status. So I can mark it as won, lost, in progress, or need contact. So I can mark this as in progress. And if I go back to all my leads, and right now this member just has 2 sample leads here. It's a quick site I spun up for this demo. But if they have hundreds of leads here, they can then sort by the status of how many deals they lost or won or are in progress, and they can sort them accordingly. So this is a great lead management tool for the members. It's a great way to build a marketplace, and it's a great way, again, if you're using arbitrage with PPC, if you can drive people to submit and create those leads that, hey, I need a plumber, I need a lawyer, I need an interior designer, and then utilizing arbitrage to resell those leads to your network of professionals, it is a great revenue model for a directory website. Alma, any questions so far? Am I going too slow, too fast?
Oh, you're doing perfectly just the right speed. Now, my question there is that when it comes to lead generation, are there any privacy laws that we should be aware of?
So you can have consent fields on the forms. And generally, if somebody is submitting the lead on the site, they are requesting to be connected with the members. So what we can do is actually we can enable the GDPR settings on the site, which will actually explicitly include those. Again, if this is a concern, you can certainly go to, let me think where that is. It would be here. If you connect a live domain and then you type in GDPR, GDPR. Let me actually do that. Oh, here it is. It's not there. So GDPR in the general settings, let's hit this to yes and save the changes. And let's go back to that form. That was a great question. And we can see here now there is this checkbox here that was not there
Mm,
before. And you can change this text, but when you enable that GDPR setting, I'll show you where that is again. If you go to general settings, under settings, search for GDPR, and just set it to yes. And what that's going to do is all the default fields and forms around the site, like the sign up form, that lead form, it's going to add that extra consent checkbox. And then you can further modify that text. And if you really want to, some people are very sensitive about that stuff. You could have multiple checkboxes that are required for the user to check before they submit it. And what's happening when that checkbox exists, it's storing the user's IP address so that we know that they consented to that based on their IP address, because or with their email address if they're going to enter it as well. So we have that consent stored in the database. And of course, with the GDPR, we can allow them to delete their information if they ask for it and all that stuff. But the consent is actually stored in the database.
good.
Okay, great. Any other questions before I move on? I'm going to move on to the digital products next as a
Okay.
monetization tool. Did any more questions before that?
No more questions for this part for
Okay.
now.
So before we get into the digital products, I want to share a couple things. Elma, if I can put this in the chat here, this is because I know we're running short on time and I want to remember these things.
All right.
This page here is a Brilliant Directories / setup. We might see an infinite loop because I'm going to come to the stream here. I'm going to put this in the comments here. Everyone gets to see behind the Wizard of Oz here for a moment. How do I put a chat in here?
It's okay. I'll be
You
doing
got,
that. No
okay.
worries. I got it. I got it.
Okay, great. And I see that actually there were a lot of chats there. I wanted to share the link to the iPad giveaway in our Facebook group. Everyone is welcome to join. Just join the Brilliant Directories Facebook group and leave a comment on this post. It's the first pinned post at the top. You can just go to facebook.com/groups /Brilliant Directories, one word. And the iPad giveaway is pinned at the top here. And yeah, we'll choose based on, you just have to comment once. We'll filter duplicate comments out from users. So just join the group. If you can share that link, please, Elma, and that would be super.
Yes, I will show that. A quick
Appreciate
guide
that.
to Brilliant Directories website setup.
Thank you so much. Okay, the last walkthrough I wanted to share was digital products. So digital products, again, is anything you can imagine to put a price tag on. It can be accessing certain pages of your site. You can put a paywall if you want to put a paywall behind pages that might have course videos on them, or premium content that you're going to be selling, or access to a premium ebook. Digital products can also be free. It's a good way to collect email addresses. They just have to register an email address, and then they can access the digital product as well. So there's two different ways to think of them. It could be a CTA, a call to action to access something premium for free. Or again, you can sell whatever you think you can put a price tag on. And it doesn't have to be related to the directory itself. They can be outside services, like maybe they're paying to have a banner advertisement for 30 days on another website property you own. So agencies are using this a lot, the digital products tool. So in this case, I made a simple example. Let's go to our website here. And let me see what we could do. Let me go to digital products, just a moment. Okay, my content, manage posts. I created one sample digital product on this site. It's an ebook example, and we'll just go to view the post. Okay, great. So you also don't have to call it digital products. That's like the generic name for what it is. You can call it additional resources, special services. You can actually clone the digital products post type and have one for courses, one for ebooks, one for business services that you might be offering, one for boosts. Maybe they want to have their, you can sell their visibility on your homepage and just do a one-off sale for 30 days for $500 and have them on your homepage at the top for 30 days. You can get really creative, especially when it comes to the business's visibility on your site and giving them some premium visibility options like homepage, sidebar links, banner ads, things like that. But when you create a digital product, and let's actually go to edit this digital product. And your members are not selling digital products. This is an important caveat here. You, the website owner, are selling the digital products. If the members were selling the digital products, it would then become more of a multi-vendor marketplace solution. And that's a slightly different than what the directory and membership site is. But if you are the website owner, you are selling the digital products, services, all the extra bonuses that you're going to be selling on the site. So in this case, when you're creating a digital product, you can give it a name. We'll update the name here. We're calling this one 100 plus blog article ideas, ebooks, ebook, blog article ideas ebook. You can choose if it's a one-time payment or a recurring subscription. So why would it be a recurring subscription? If you're actually using this to sell access to special pages of your site, like I mentioned, putting pages behind paywalls, you can actually have it on a recurring subscription so that they need to continue their payment in order to access those pages. Or if you have a separate service, like you're selling as monthly SEO services, and it's going to be 6 months of work or unlimited until they cancel, you can have them on a recurring subscription. And the last one is a custom donation amount. This is really awesome if you're a nonprofit, so you don't have to use like that old PayPal tool where the user, where you have to embed it on your site and the user puts it. You can do it all built in here, and the user will actually choose how much they want to donate to your site or to your organization. And also you can choose what pricing cycles that they can choose for donations, like monthly, annually, or they can also choose a one-time donation, and that will put the power in the user's hand who wants to donate. In this example, and you have the free product as well. The free product will require them to input an email address, so it's an instant way to create CTAs, calls to action, for your site with different promotional materials you might be offering users. In this case, let's keep it for one time. We set the price to $19.99. And what's cool is ChatGPT can be built into this. We didn't enable it for this one, but you can actually have ChatGPT create the content for your posts. You just have to give it a little prompt right here, and then it will create a blurb of content for you. But that's all you have to do. Let's save the changes here. And also for the digital products, you can have a slideshow of images, very similar to Fiverr almost, when you go to a Fiverr service and there's a slideshow of the screenshots of what you're purchasing and so on. But let's actually go ahead and proceed with purchasing this digital product now. Let's go to the live page. Perfect. So this one's $19.99. We'll click to purchase. And when purchases are made, you can create a confirmation email that includes critical information for the purchase for this product that's being purchased, or next steps. So if you need them to do next steps after they purchase it, maybe they're purchasing a sponsored banner ad spot, and then you want them to provide the assets. So you say, send us, images of this size or whatever the case may be. But you can actually send a custom confirmation email. And in addition to that, you can actually redirect them to a confirmation page if you want to after each purchase. So you can keep the momentum going of their purchase. In this case, on this one, we redirected them to the Brilliant Directories site, where we actually do offer this free ebook for free. So you can see here we were redirected to the Brilliant Directory site, and then we can proceed with downloading the ebook that we just purchased here. Now, we get a lot of questions when it comes to PDFs, actually, since we're talking about ebooks. This is pretty good for everyone to know. They're like, How do I make sure that the PDF is only accessed by the buyers and things like that? It gets really complicated with PDFs. There are levels of security with PDF files. If you're concerned about a PDF file floating around and people are reading it without having paid for it, or they're sharing it with their friends, one easy thing you can do is anytime you're creating a PDF, you can make it password protected. That's built into the PDF file. And you can then share that password with them after their purchase. Again, it's not 100% ironclad, that method, because then the password could get shared, but it does add one extra level if you're concerned, and that might be enough to kind of take care of any 99% of people who might be sharing it, and then they don't have access, they can't access it without that special password. So just some ideas for you to think about with PDFs there. But actually, let's go back here for a moment to the site. And another good thing here, if we go to the dashboard, let me actually do one thing. Let's go to the site's admin and let's look at the transaction history. And we've done some examples in this webinar here, Alma. We did a lead purchase, we did a sign up for Alma's referred members, and we have the ebook purchase here, and we can see the transaction history of the site. In just the short time we've been on this call, Alma, we've made $117.96. Uh,
Nice.
just in the 30 or 40 minutes we've been on this webinar. But all joking aside, this is a really great place because you can see the actual transactions, which members made the transactions, and you can actually search by product name. So if you want to search for the people who bought the digital product with this product name, you can search the keyword there, user ID, and so on. You can also do refunds here if you need to. There's downloadable invoices that the member gets with their receipt as well. And
Nice.
you can also, if the customer says, I didn't get my receipt, you can resend the notification receipt to them if you need to here. And then, of course, there's different tabs here. If you have, it'll show all your refunded payments in this tab. And past due, this is a game changer between a site, just a membership or directory site just existing, and actually operating like a business. So with Brilliant Directories, we take past due payments very seriously because that is money left on the shelf. And sometimes the past due payments are not because the member doesn't want to pay. It's because their credit card expired, or they lost their credit card and they ordered a new one, or they reached their daily limit for the credit card when the system was attempting to bill them. And being able to identify your past due members will help you, one, reduce churn, because eventually, if people are past due, we cancel them from our site if that's our business model. But this will help us retain more members. And with Brilliant Directories, there's an add-on for the billing reminder emails. I think it's included. I'm pretty sure it's included with the LTDs on AppSumo. It will send up to 3 email reminders, each one more critical than the next, to remind them that they should update their payment method on file. And you can choose the increments of days that it's sent, like 1 day after their past dues, 5 days, 10 days after their past due. And usually with those, they'll respond to the email because they need help. They need an extra month free. They're having troubles with payments this month, and you can be accommodating for them if you choose to. Or they might just, it provides the login link so they can just proceed with updating their card on file. So that's really, I think it's called dunning. So there's automatic dunning built into Brilliant Directories is the keyword there. But I think that was important to highlight because, again, managing and running membership sites, there's a lot sitting left on the shelf in the past due column, and there are great ways to capture those payments with the automated outreach that the Brilliant Directories platform does. And with that, I'm just a little bit over time, so if you'd like, we can switch it over to the Q&A. We could take a few minutes for Q&A, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So thank you so much for that. I got a lot of ideas coming from you. Yes, that I learned from you today. So that's very, very interesting on how to monetize a directory or a membership website. And until now, I haven't used Brilliant Directories. So I was planning to set up something, but I'm a little bit stuck, and this really helped me. Okay,
Awesome.
so let's start with some questions here. So, guys, please ask your questions and please ask smart questions. Okay, that's my first request. And then the next thing is, if you want to join our live giveaway at the end of the live stream, so we have a couple of ways to join. You could do a hashtag Brilliant Directories, or you could ask your smart question, because one of the ways to win the giveaway is Jason will be saying, okay, we'll decide who has the best question for this webinar aside from me. All right. Okay. So let's start. So the question from Shiva is it possible to scrape Google listings or other directories and add them to the database?
Yeah, I see some other comments here. Yes, you can import CSV files. So wherever you're capturing your data from, you can put them in a CSV file and import them into your Brilliant Directories database.
Right. And Aaron, that is also the same question or the same answer to your
Same.
question. Yep.
Yes.
So good. We've covered two at the same time. Now, next question is okay. Also from Shiva, how many Indian languages does it support at present?
Give. I know it supports Hindi. Let me just check real quick what others
Okay.
we have. I know there's different dialects. I think currently it's just Hindi. However, um, if they email and request a language, we have the mechanism now with AI that we're using to quickly add a support for an additional dialect or language. So if you're not seeing it there, please email our team because we are actively adding them.
Yeah. So what AI are you using in the background?
Oh, it's with ChatGPT. So we have a set of text labels, and we have it programmatically go through the text labels
Mm-hmm.
and create the translation version of each text label, and then we input that into the database as a master set for that language.
Okay, so if there basically is a translation from ChatGPT for that language, then they could add it, right? You could add it,
Yes, our team can add it as a master language
right?
to
So that's
support.
the
Yeah.
reason why I asked, like, hey, what? So that they know that, hey, this is ChatGPT based translation, and if they have it on the language on ChatGPT, then the Brilliant Directories team can add it to the, how do you call it again?
The,
Language
the we'll,
master.
we'll call it, yeah, we'll just call it the master set of available languages.
Okay,
Yeah.
master set of languages.
Yeah.
Okay. And these we actually discussed earlier. Any Indian payment gateway supported like Razorpay and
Yeah, yeah.
Jason?
Yeah, it was a big release this year. A big shout out to the Brilliant Directories development team. We have released Razorpay. So the answer to that is you can use Razorpay, and that is the primary payment gateway used in India. So there is full Razorpay support on the platform.
Awesome. And let's do for the next one. Okay. Do you have any video or maybe a YouTube channel that demonstrate how to
Yeah,
use our tool from scratch? So check up there.
the
I
setup.
have
Yeah,
a
brilliant.
link of the setup.
Yeah, yeah. www.brilliantdirectories.com/setup.
And
Correct.
it's also on top of our screens right
Oh, I
now.
see. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah, I try to do a lot of things. we
Thank you.
are we are talking here. Okay, now let's see the next one. Okay, so I like this question as well. When we import the quick, this is from Lordiel, when we import the quick import data of these coaches, will they get notified or will they know that we have listed them into our site?
No, they won't. So it's up to you to decide if you want to email them and invite them to actually claim their listing. Sometimes a lot of directory owners are using this as a way to populate their site just for the purpose that it looks seasoned and established from the beginning, and they don't actually have any intention of signing up those members or reaching out to them. However, that is another model. I wouldn't make it your only model. But if the email address is actually valid and found for that business listing, you can certainly reach out to them and invite them to claim their listing, or notify them that you've added them to the site because you think that they are, a noteworthy business in their industry. Compliment them, of course, is always a good strategy, and invite them to join. Maybe give them a year free, or a few months free of your premium listing. And there will be times if you do reach out or they stumble upon their listing, they want to be removed. You can just remove them from your site. That's the courteous thing to do, and just move on after that.
And by the way, this is also a good way. Like, if you invite those people that you have added to claim their listing, and you can also ask them, "Hey, can you please put my logo on your site that you are listed here?" And that's good for your backlinks, for your SEO,
Correct. Yep. Absolutely. Yes.
right? Okay, how can I optimize performance for high traffic? So I believe this one is more on the technical SEO, the on-page one.
Yes, this is a great question. So, with Brilliant Directories, all the default SEO is done dynamically. When a member joins, their profile page is created automatically. The SEO template, we call them SEO templates. So, all the meta titles and descriptions are dynamically created based on the user's information, the business's information. Um, and of course, what you can do further is you can actually add additional content to pages. Google likes rich and meaningful content. So you can create your own pages as well as the dynamic pages that are created by Brilliant Directories. And what I've learned is, I'll give you a quick trick. What I've noticed, I've done my own testing as well. Even if you have an idea for a directory, connect it to, get it online as quickly as possible, because Google has something called a sandbox. And what that means is, for about 3 to 6 months, when your domain is brand new on Google, it's going to take some time before Google trusts you. So even if your site is not ready yet, put a coming soon page on and use ChatGPT or something to create a good blurb of SEO content, just for, even if it's a one page or website, and sprinkle in all the keyword variations that you want to rank for, what your mission is, why you're different, services you plan to offer, why you're better than competitors, what you can do on the site. Just create a huge blurb of content for your homepage. And by the time you're actually ready to work on your site, you'll be ahead of the game, because you've done the first step of SEO, which is notifying Google that your domain exists and establishing that trust. Later, when you create your full directory and all the internal pages, your homepage will have already done a lot of the heavy lifting for you.
All right. Now, this is actually really good. I didn't even know that. So it's worthy to know that. So for those that are, hey, sometimes I can be like that too. Hey, I have an idea for a website and I bought a domain already and it's just sitting there with a coming soon, but nothing in there at all. So you could
Yeah.
do a one page,
So yeah,
right.
you want to do the one page, Elma, and then you want to submit the site to Google Search Console and Bing Search Console, so they can actually pick up that your site exists, and then you can just set it and forget it until you want to come back to it in 6 months. But it will start ranking for some of those keyword variations over time.
Okay, great, great, great. So the next question, can I use my own domain with Brilliant Directories? Yes.
Yes, yes,
The
yes, yes.
next question is, can I lock premium content behind paywalls? Definitely yes.
Yes.
And next is, okay, so how does it ensure data privacy and compliance with regulations like GDPR? Do you normally update your GDPR clauses depending on the changes?
So there's a boilerplate privacy policy that comes with all BD sites, just so you have something when your directory launches. So you can modify and edit that for the markets or regions you're serving. I like using ChatGPT for this now. I give it the privacy policy. I say harden it for GDPR. I say pretend we're a Fortune 500 company and we're in-house attorneys. Make it stronger. But as far as with Brilliant Directories and GDPR, basically we have to give users the right to their information, the right to removal, and we have to respect that. So with Brilliant Directories, users can remove their information themselves, as they should be able to. And you, as the website owner, It's a lot of it comes on the onus comes on the website owner to actually respect the user's requests when it comes to GDPR. So if somebody emails you and says remove my information, you certainly can do that with Brilliant Directories and respect the request from the user. Now, if the website owner doesn't respect those requests, then the website owner could be in violation of not following those rules if the person decides to take further action. So a lot of it is giving the user right to their data and right to remove their data, and most of that comes to the website owner respecting those. And as far as the consent, we covered that as well. When users sign up, their consent is stored in the database, so we have their initial consent when they signed up or filled out some form on our website as well.
All right. So just building on that one. So because GDPR, this privacy laws, it's actually quite sensitive. So does it affect only the business owner, or does it affect Brilliant Directories as a whole when, say, the website owner did not respect the customer request?
So basically, well, if you want to look at it like with Shopify or with Wix, when they have tens of thousands of users, you're effectively renting a site from the company. So the onus would come down to the website owner. We have received takedown requests that, like, when you can email the server company and request a removal, and because we're the server company, we will always comply with those requests without any question.
Okay.
And if it goes even further, where it's court ordered, of course, there's nothing is worth not complying with those requests.
Okay. Good, good, good. I just want to make sure because, like, hey, say I have a site and I'm not a very respectful website owner and I didn't do what I am supposed to do, what would happen to the other businesses who are
Right.
using Brilliant Directories?
So
So
this
that's
is
very important. Yeah.
yeah. So the question, they would first email the actual domain, the website owner. If they're unresponsive, they could email the server management company, which would be the Brilliant Directories. And those 100% of the time, we would always, we've received them before. So yeah, you would just comply with those.
Great, great. Yeah, because I also want to know, as someone who complies with all the terms and conditions, that my website is safe and won't
Yeah.
be affected by others who chose to not abide by these rules.
Right.
Okay, next question. Oh, we have a lot of questions. Okay, so do I need technical skills to use Brilliant Directories?
So no, actually, if you watch
Mm-hmm.
the setup video at brilliantdirectories.com/setup, shows you how to use the easy point and click settings.
All right.
However, if you want, it's also a developer's dream is what we call it. I think a lot of people migrate out of WordPress, developers, I mean, and they start using Brilliant Directories because of the flexibility. So no, you don't need any technical skills, but if you have little or if you have a lot and you need a lot of customization, it works well for that too.
Okay, cool. So okay, customization. That's good. That's good. That's good. And we're gonna talk about, say, migrating data from your existing directory site to Brilliant Directories, but we will talk about that later. Okay, so another question here is there a limit on how many members I can have?
Yeah, there is a member limit. A member, let's define a member first. The leads that come to your site, people who sign up for your newsletter, those can be unlimited. A member is an account that has a username and password to log into the front end of your site. So those would be the business listings of the site. So if they have a business listing or they have a username and password to log into their account on your site, not the admin side, the front end, that is counted as a member. And yeah, with the AppSumo, I think it goes from tier one, comes with 250 members for very small communities or just to see if you can get a minimal viable product. And tier six goes all the way up to a 100,000 members. So obviously, that's a very large community if you have 100,000 active members there.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, now let's go here. So from Bites of Goats, I don't know your name. So YouTuber here, can I use Brilliant Directories to create a resource list for my viewers and integrate it with my YouTube channel?
Yeah, that is a great use case to actually expand further the audience that you have on YouTube, is bring them to your community where you can share additional content, have them interact with each other. They can create posts. It's not exactly a community forum, but there's, 85% of the features for a community forum are there. And then, of course, you can, if you're monetizing your audience, you can then offer them other perks and things that they can purchase. Again, with the digital products is a great tool for that.
All right. And next question is, can I restrict access to content based on membership tiers? Yes.
Correct.
Next
Yes.
is, can I add coupons or classified ads to my directory?
Yeah. So those are. I'll elaborate on. Those are considered post types. So with Brilliant Directories, you can have different channels of content, and out of the box, you have uh, coupons. You can have classifieds. You can clone the coupons. So you have coupons for wellness. You have coupons for auto. You so basically, it's BD is great for creating different channels of content, and which is also great for SEO.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Now, where is the next question? We have a lot of questions here. Let me check the next one. So I have that. Okay, so this is the next question. Is there integration with third-party marketing tools?
Yeah, so with Brilliant Directories, we actually integrate with 7 integration libraries: Zapier, Pabbly, Flowmatic, Sure Triggers, Active Pieces. Pa- Did I say Pabbly?
Oh,
Yeah, I did. So,
yes, probably.
so okay. So
Diplomatic.
there's a few other. So there's a few more. But with that, you can then. We were big on creating integrations the last 2 years, so you can export your data or talk to other platforms, import into your Brilliant Directory site across multiple integration libraries.
Okay. Now, next question is, so that also answers this one. Is it possible to integrate Brilliant Directories with CRM software? So,
Yeah,
yes, remember
HubSpot,
there are,
Salesforce.
right. And can I integrate Brilliant Directories with my existing YouTube content and branding? So whatever you can integrate using either Zapier, Pabbly, Flowmatic, Active Pieces, you can integrate with
Right.
directories. I had to write. I need to look at my notes because there is a lot that I had to write down. Okay. Are there analytics or tracking features available to help me monitor traffic and engagement with my directory?
Yeah, so one is you can see new member signups weekly or monthly. There's also a profile analytics tool, and this actually shows how many views a specific post has received. In the admin, you can sort your posts by most views. Um, and then also, as a retention tool for your members, it can actually show them how many views their profile has received, how many people clicked from their profile to their website. So if a member's thinking about canceling, this works as a really good retention tool because you can show them the numbers and say, look, you got this many views this month. Do you really want to cancel? So on and so forth. You can actually show them value of their listing on your site with analytics.
Cool. Cool. Okay, so the next question now we have here is, can I import existing member data into the platform? So yes,
Yeah.
it's like, so you can import both sides, either the listing or the member data. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
so yeah, so well, no,
yes.
you bring up a good point. You can import both member listings, or those would be the same thing, members or member listings. You can also import posts. So if you have your blog articles or other posts like articles or coupons or events, you can import them with CSV file into your BD site.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. And is it possible to customize email templates with the built-in marketing system?
Yeah, and the email marketing we've spent a lot of time on the last year. So a lot of people are ditching like Mailchimp or Constant Contact or Aweber, and they're just doing everything in their Brilliant Directories site because you can design the newsletter and then send it to a segmented list of your members. You can send it just to your free members, your paid members, members who have been inactive for a long time, who haven't logged in, and so on. So again, it doesn't do maybe 100% of what those dedicated tools do, but it's good enough for the all-in-one that Brilliant Directories offers.
Okay, that's cool. And plus, you save money on subscriptions because you no longer need those other tools. once you have
Correct. Correct.
brilliant directories. Unless you are really so you want very, I have no idea, like very complicated automations or very granular thing, then maybe it's not there. But hey, it can cover already a wide variety of your needs. So maybe 90% of what you already need can be
And
done in brilliant directories.
you're right. And to that point, if you do need to use those other marketing tools, you can export your data to those other platforms if needed.
Right, right. We have integrations. Remember that.
Integrations. Integrations.
Integrations. Remember that. So, is there any blog option? Yes.
Yes.
Can I restrict my website from specific country to ensure members are only from a specific area?
Yes, but be careful. There is an add-on for that. It's block traffic by country. But be careful with that because your visitors might be on vacation somewhere and they're trying to access their profile. So
Oh,
I would just limit it if you're experiencing high levels of spam from a specific country, then maybe you want to temporarily block that country until that spam calms down a bit. It can happen with websites. So this gives you one mitigation tool for that.
got it. Got it. Can I prevent DDoS attack and secure my site?
Yeah, your BD servers are already protected from DDoS attacks. They do happen. We actually have a third-party management team that oversees everything. But yeah, a lot of customers with high levels of traffic use Cloudflare as well. So they connect their domain to Cloudflare and then connect that to Brilliant Directories. And Cloudflare has a wealth of additional secure website security tools based on unwanted traffic and things like that. So you can actually have additional layers of protection if you use third-party tools like Cloudflare in addition with your Brilliant Directory site.
Wow. Okay, that's really good. Okay, so this is a bit okay. Can
Yes,
from
yeah,
Nordio, can I
yeah,
prevent search engines and web crawlers from indexing or crawling my directory site on real directories? What
yeah.
tools or settings are available to control this?
Very simple. You just go to your general settings and you hit no index, no follow for the entire site. And you're with no index, no follow, you're telling search engines, do not index my entire website. So if you have a private community, if it's an internal directory or whatever it is, there's many use cases for not wanting to get indexed in Google. It's just one setting that you have to turn on.
Okay, that's nice. I mean, Brilliant Directories really made it easy for us to have our brilliant to even manage, not just to set it up, but to even manage our directory sites. Because with directory sites, there are a lot of moving pieces, and if you do it on a traditional WordPress site, for example, you need a lot of plugins. You need this, you need this, you need that, and you don't need a lot of those in Brilliant Directories. Although the basic ones, but there are also add-ons that you can um, purchase from Brilliant Directories if you need a little bit more than what is
Yeah.
part of the
And,
normal
and
license.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah,
perfect segue into this question from Dark Techno Info. What is the storage limit
right.
along with the hosting? So, with Brilliant Directories, all sites have 10 gigabytes of both storage and bandwidth, which is actually plenty for about 95% of our users. And as your site grows, you can actually double or increase those limits. And with the AppSumo, you can actually, if you get tiers three or four, five, or six, 3 through 6, there's a 75% off promo code that you can use. So if you need to double from 10 to 20, it would just be $2.50 per month if you need to increase your storage or your hosting. So again, we want to grow with your business, and that's like the best way I can explain it is you can double your storage, or hosting for just $2.50 a month as needed.
All right. Okay, so let's the next question. I believe this is the last question as well. Can we upload videos to BD or only embedding option is there? If uploading videos is there any way to protect videos from being downloaded?
This is a great question. So with Brilliant Directories, you can upload PDFs, doc files, images, but right now there is not a way to upload videos and then render them on your site. The main reason for this is videos are actually pretty complicated to handle with different media formats and displays for different devices and things like that. So what we recommend doing is, if you have videos, is you can put them on YouTube, or you can use Wistia or Vimeo, and you can embed them on your site. And when you have it on YouTube, you can set it to unlisted. I think they may or may have gotten rid of their private feature, but with Vimeo or Wistia or other video tools, they might have privacy settings, so you can whitelist what domains they can be embedded on, so they can only be on your domain. And again, with the digital products, if you're trying to create premium content, or these videos are premium content, you can require users to go through the paywall first before they can access the page with the videos. So I know it's not the exact answer you're looking for, but there are easy workarounds, and ways to kind of host your videos and then embed them very easily on your BD site.
Right. And also, videos actually take a lot of space on the server,
So not only do they take a
right?
lot of space, but we want to make sure that they're streaming smoothly. And this is where it gets very
Right.
complicated. That's why there are dedicated tools just for videos. So
Got it.
we've decided not to make that our fight, and to do other features in Brilliant Directories. So that, again, it's better to kind of use a tool dedicated for hosting your own video libraries, even if it's the free YouTube or something like a Vimeo, and then embedding those on your Brilliant Directories website.
Well, that makes sense because you don't really want to, create something halfway and not really good at it. So it's better to do it this way than the other way. Just put it that way. Okay. Look at my
You're
explanation.
making
It's
you're making you're
one.
making a rap song there. I like
Is there any AI features coming up? There are already a lot of AI features, but any other features that are coming up?
So yeah, no, this is a great question. So there's the ChatGPT one for content creation. That's pretty straightforward. What I'm seeing a lot of people do is they're using some of these chat bots. There's like Chatbase. There's a ton out there, and they're putting it on their site, and they're feeding it their sitemap of their directory. So then when you come to and talk to the chatbot that's on their site, they say, find me lawyers in, talk to the chatbot, and the chatbot can find the pages on your site based on what the user is looking for. Find me lawyers. So find me lawyers in New York is that example. And then the chatbot will find the pages that you fed it with your sitemap, your Brilliant Directory sitemap, and give you the results of the pages on your site. So almost like a concierge for the site, for the user. That's a great use case. And yeah, we are exploring new ways for AI as well.
All right. Okay. So that's the last question. Thanks so much, Jason, for answering that. And thank you for joining us live today. Now, we are going to do the giveaway. And by the way, if you still have any other questions, just go to the Brilliant Directories Facebook group and do check out Brilliant Directories on AppSumo. It's only there up to, we believe, Sunday or even or Monday.
Monday, yeah, US time. Yeah.
Right, Monday US time. All right, and that would be Tuesday for me. And the next is okay. So now we're gonna do the giveaway, and today on the live stream we are going to do giveaway for two, and then we will also have another one in our group. Okay, so thank you for answering our questions, and great session. Thanks, BL. And everyone, if you want to join our giveaway, if you haven't asked your smart question, you still have an how do you call it, a chance to join by just typing in hashtag Brilliant Directories. That helps with also making hashtag Brilliant Directories more, we have more engagement for the video, and you can also like this video so that more people would know about Brilliant Directories and know how to make or how to monetize membership and directory sites. In fact, this is not just for Brilliant Directories, but this is for any directory or membership sites. Okay, so for our first winner, so Jason, you have to decide who asked the best question for today.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
there were a
difficult.
lot of good questions.
Too much
Uh,
pressure.
so this, okay. Let me scroll up real quick. Um, da, da, da. Oh boy. Do I have to choose?
Yeah, sorry, you have to.
Okay. All right. I'll just choose randomly then, because they
I
were all
sort
good.
I sort of forced them to ask smart questions so that you will be under
Okay.
pressure.
Okay. I like Adnan's. Do I need technical skills to use Brilliant Directories? Because that actually clarifies a lot. Adnan Afrin.
Right.
Um, yeah, and yeah, you don't need technical skills. I think that's a great question because a lot of people get overwhelmed with new technologies and softwares and things like that. And I will admit there is a learning curve with Brilliant Directories because, as you see, there are so many features. But we make it really easy to actually start simple, and you will learn along the way.
And by the way, if the first time you log on to your Brilliant Directories, they actually have a great onboarding flow. Okay, that helps a lot to get started. So just to let you know that. So you don't really need any technical skills, and it's perfect for people like me who doesn't know how to code at all. All right, and next here is there any other questions? Okay, so many insights. Thank you for the session. Thank you to Worlds Breaking, and we have here. Is it the last time on AppSumo?
Probably it might be for a while. Well, again, we like being on AppSumo because we get that feedback from the users, and then we can deliver the next time we're on there. We have to be invited back by AppSumo, and it's generally based on the performance of the previous one. So, if we have a good performance with them, they usually like to invite us back sometime in the future.
Right. And the last time they were on AppSumo was 6 months ago. We also had a live stream during the time, and I believe Black Friday. So 6 months ago, and then Black Friday, and this time. So we don't know yet when, but this is really your chance to grab a license on AppSumo now. Okay. Um, Allowing the founder to choose the winner is something unique. Great move, Elma. Thank you, Shiva. And it's too much pressure on Jason. After answering all our questions, I even asked him to make a decision like that. Okay, next we are going to do the raffle. So anyone who did a hashtag brilliant directories and those who left more comments would win this other prize. So let's start. How come there is no sound effect here? Increase sales through, oh, it's Titus. Congratulations, Titus. So we have our two winners. We have Titus and Adnan. And how can they claim their Brilliant Directories license?
If they can pass their email address to you, Alma, and you can
Mhm.
forward that to me, we'll get those prizes to them in the next 24 to 48 hours to them.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, Adnan and Titus, please DM me your email address. Basically, they still have to sign up for Brilliant Directories first, right?
We'll find if they have an account already, but yeah, we'll take care of everything if we have the name and email address for them.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So thank you so much, everyone. And remember that Brilliant Directories is available on AppSumo until Monday, this coming Monday, US time. And that's it. I hope that we gave you, or Jason gave you, a lot of ideas on how to monetize your membership and directory sites and how you can earn extra money using Brilliant Directories. So that's all for today. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, Jason. Okay, see you next time.
Bye. My pleasure. Have a great day.
Okay, bye.